Hello, everybody. Welcome back to A Person's Haven. We are in the kitchen today and we are going to clean out the pantry. My pantry is a complete mess right now. I have stuff piled and stacked, and I know where nothing is. So we are going to pull everything out. We are going to take inventory of what we have. We are going to put everything back in, hopefully organized, because my goal, now that winter has started here, my goal is in January to eventually do a pantry challenge where we just eat from what we have. So let's start pulling things out and get organized. A little embarrassed to show you guys, but this is what we are looking at for our mess right now. So let's get it pulled out and get organized. All right, so let's start at the top shelf. So we have salsa matcha verde up here. We have cornmeal. I'm just going to pull everything out and sit it on the counter over here. Olives, cookie butter, bouillon. I think that's pepper jelly. That can go down in the other pantry area. This can also go down in the other pantry area. Pickles and carrots. And I've decided if there's anything up here that's stale or bad, we're getting rid of it. I bought this molasses for a recipe one time, and then I don't think I ever made it. And I have 2 containers of coconut butter, excuse me, coconut oil. That's the word I'm looking for. Tomato paste, more cereal. We sure do have a lot of cereal for a family that doesn't eat a lot of cereal. We have a giant thing of Bloody Mary mix. And a big thing of tomato juice. And another big thing of tomato juice. And good thing I'm doing this, because this tomato juice here, if you can see, has some almost like leakage at the top. And listen, it is not sealed anymore. So we are getting rid of that. Never had a can do that before. Another bag of cereal. Then we have blueberry pie filling, apple pie filling, evaporated milk, and evaporated milk. All right, so that is it for our top row. I'm going to pull this rack out of here if I can. I think I need to move my spice rack so I can open the door fully. I'll open this door and then open that door. That's how we'll do it. There we go. And then I'm going to crawl up there with my rag and wipe that down. This is probably not OSHA approved. A magnet. And some extra pieces to the shelf. All right. Let's move on to the next shelf. We've got crackers, gelatins and puddings and jellos. All right, well, this is just some of them. This has honey leaked all over it. It might be leaking on me too. Well, we'll clean that up. That's a mess. That's what happens when you throw stuff in here. We have so many graham crackers. And we don't eat graham crackers, only for s'mores in the summertime. Might have to make s'mores in the wintertime. All right, let's see. We've got, oh, all this has honey on it. Cranberry sauce, sweet potatoes, stir fry vegetables, and olives. How do I got so many olives? Don't get me wrong, I like olives. One more black bean, Italian style diced tomatoes. This is granola. And a jalapeno jelly. All right, let's see if we can clean this with this stuff. Apparently the top of the doorway is wider than the bottom. Go get a Clorox wipe, see if that helps. Okay, let's try one of these. That worked much better. All right, I am officially running out of countertop space. Peanut butter. Chow mein noodles. And lots of breadcrumbs. There's so much stuff. We should be able to master this pantry challenge with no problem. We're just going to have to get creative, I think. So my biggest complaint with how it's organized this last time is the shelf that was up here. I just couldn't really see what was on it or in it. So I want to figure out a way to utilize this shelf but know what's up there. So that's why I was thinking cereals. The big jugs of vinegar could go up there. That's easy to see. And I would like to double stack my racks for my canned goods, but I don't think there's enough space. And a lot of this stuff was here. We bought it before we decided we were going to eat less carbs. So now it's basically here. As in case we need a fast meal. This maple syrup can go down. I honestly wish I had another shelf that I could just move all my canned goods down there. I'm checking out this rice because it should be vacuum sealed. But I can move it, so I think it still seems vacuum sealed. This is Ocean's Halo organic rice, and it's a sticky rice, so we don't eat it very often, but we do like it. Alright, this whole bin here is pastas and beans and anything in a bag or pouch. We'll organize that in a minute. And then I gotta clean this shelf because at some point I spilled an entire box of orzo. Alright, last area. One potato. Almond flour. My goal is to get all my baking stuff up into my baking cupboard. So that would be the almond flour, the sugar-free peanut butter chips, all that stuff. I've been looking for those chia seeds for a long time. I finally found them in this basket. Whew! Alright, let me get the broom. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is see if I can stack these racks together. Because they all fell apart. Now my husband and I got these racks on Amazon. And I can see if I can find them and link them for you. That doesn't seem right either. Either way, I can tell they're not going to fit. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one rack here, one rack there, instead of way up there. All right, we gotta get this leg back on here. We have to flip these around. All right. Right, we have the pantry cleaned out. I moved these two shelves here instead of up here. I'm going to see if that helps. The only negative to this pantry is it's got that weird corner in there, so that's kind of what I have to figure out for space. And this is what the kitchen looks like. And I apologize for the noises. The dogs are wrestling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through. If anything's open, I'm going to test it. If it tastes fine, we'll keep it. If it's stale, we're getting rid of it. And then I'm going to write everything down that I put back into the pantry. And we're going to make a list so I know exactly what's in that pantry. And every time I take something out, I'm going to cross it out. And we will keep going from there. Okay, everybody, we pretty much have everything back in the pantry. This is what we still have left out. We have tea and apple cider still left out. We have all of these Lily's peanut butter flavored chips. We have a packet of liquid IV hydration. We have some s'more clusters. We have PB Fit peanut butter powder. And we have some tortilla flour, which expired in 2024, so it may or may not be good. We also have a thing of Velveeta out. So this is what we have out left. And I think what I'm going to try to do is get the Lily's chips up into the baking area. So I'm going to do that first. So up here in my baking area, I do have a little basket, which I was hoping to put the chips in, but we'll see. These chips were on sale for $1.75, which is why we bought so many of them. I have a pie crust that needs to go up there yet. A no-bake cheesecake. peanut butter cookies and chocolate chip muffin. Okay, so all that fit up there. The only thing that still needs to fit up here is my monk fruit sweetener and my almond flour, which I don't think that's going to fit up there. So that I'll have to find a spot in here. So let's finish writing down. We have Velveeta. Okay. So let's finish getting this organized. I'll probably put both of the flowers down on the bottom here. And I think I'm actually going to put this in our hall closet instead of in our pantry. We do have the marshmallows. I would like to put them in a different bag because this bag has honey on it. And they are so good. They're definitely a little sticky. That's okay. Okay. All right, so let me show you. Let me show you here. So this is what we have, front and back, and a whole nother page. That's what we have for stuff in our pantry. There's a few things that aren't in our pantry that I'm going to put down. Fiber powder and liquid IV down in the linen closet because that's more linen-y, bathroomy than anything. And yeah, let me bring you over here and show you what it looks like. All right, so it still looks a little chaotic, but this top shelf is cereals and granolas over here. Here we have all of our Jell-O. Up there is all of our pudding. We have our beef snack sticks, all of our crackers, and then our melting cheese. This next shelf, so we have some canned goods here. I tried to pair like with like chicken rice, so on and so forth. We have the teas just sitting on top up here. This all here and back here is the noodles and the stuffing and hamburger helper. And then back there is the oats. We've got the cornbread up here. Down on this shelf, we have our pork rinds way in the back. These are some extra condiments that I couldn't fit into the racks. We have our refills for our circle bottles back there. Here we have our canned goods filled. We have the marshmallows and some candies sitting on top. And then we have the PB Fit and the low carb noodles there on the bottom. And then down here, this whole bin is filled with pastas and rice pouches and couscous and any sort of loose type bag or pouch of pasta or rice or anything like that. This bin back here has chips and little crackers and popcorn. That's all back there. We've got a container here of pouches of spices. We've got our extra oil. Our potatoes will go here. Our almond flour, our tortilla flour, and then our big jugs of oils and vinegars. And then back there are 2 things of red wine vinegar and rice vinegar. So that is our pantry overhaul. We did our spices the other night. The only thing that I still have to overhaul is this pantry closet. which I probably will not get to today. But this will be my next task, getting this overhauled, getting this organized, and less chaotic. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned a few things. If you have any tips for me on how to organize this tiny little area better, please put your comments in the comment section. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. I reorganize this cupboard cabinet probably 3 to 4 times a year, and every time I do it differently because I'm never satisfied with how it is because it's chaos. So if you have any advice for me, please, please, please put it in the comment box, and I will certainly read them and see if I can implement any of your guys' advice. Hopefully you guys liked this enough to subscribe. If you did, push the subscribe button, share it with your friends, push the thumbs up button, and hopefully you stick around to see some of my other videos. Until my next videos, I will post some extras here for you to watch and enjoy. Until next time, we will see you later.